Teisha with Shalom TV's News Update. After being up for only a week, 23 anti-Israel billboards calling for a stop of U.S. foreign assistance to Israel were taken down. The billboards were put up by a group called the Coalition to Stop $30 Billion to Israel, who, according to their website, claim that the Israeli military misuses American-made weapons technology and violates human rights. U.S. Representative Howard Berman criticized the coalition for what he called their fundamental misunderstanding of the Israel-U.S. relationship. Stand With Us, an international nonprofit Israel educational organization, said it will launch an ad campaign to counter the coalitions, as it has done in the past. Stand With Us CEO Raz Rothstein warned not to get involved with these types of anti-Israel groups, as they distort facts and exploit the good names of companies and organizations. CBS Outdoors, who provides billboards to the Los Angeles area and had initially put the billboards up, stated that their reason for removing the billboards was that the coalition used the CBS Outdoors name without permission. The Executive Committee of the Jewish Council for Public Affairs met this past weekend in Washington, D.C., discussing, among other things, a recent survey of Jewish values conducted by the Public Religion Research Institute, or PRRI, a nonpartisan, non-Jewish research organization. Robert Jones, who's the CEO of PRRI, and Rabbi David Saperstein, director of the Religious Action Center of Reform Judaism, led the discussion on the report's findings, which showed that Jewish values, particularly regarding issues of social justice and equality, were very important in affecting the political views of American Jews. 84% of the 1,004 American Jews surveyed said that pursuing justice was somewhat important or very important to them, and 72% said the same regarding the values of tikkun olam, or repairing the world. In other recent findings, this time in Israel, a B'nai B'rith-commissioned poll found that Israelis are equally divided over whether U.S. involvement in the Mideast peace process has had a positive or negative impact. According to the 7th annual B'nai B'rith World Center survey on contemporary Israeli attitudes toward diaspora Jewry, a third of Israelis feel that the U.S. had promoted progress in the peace process, a third felt it had impeded progress, and a third said they didn't know. The poll also showed an overwhelming 80% of Israelis strongly favored the use of their tax money to promote programs like Birthright or Masa that build support for Israel in the diaspora by bringing Jewish youth and young adults to Israel. Former captive Israeli soldier Gilad Shalit stopped by City Hall in New York City Monday for a brief ceremony marking the 6th anniversary of his capture by the Hamas terrorist organization. Shalit met with New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg and City Council Speaker Christine Quinn. Both Bloomberg and Quinn were active in the push for Shalit's release, and last year, together with the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations, Quinn declared September 7th as Gilad Shalit Day. The Jewish Agency has increased the number of shlichim, or emissaries, from Israel for next year by 20%, and for the first time ever is sending the emissaries into synagogues. Speaking to Shalom TV, Jewish Agency's Director of Communications for North America, Barry Spielman, said that the increase in emissaries to the Jewish community as well as to college campuses was significant, and that the fact that these emissaries were going to places that they have never been before, namely synagogues, was a major achievement. Israel has announced a new international prize that will be awarded to Jews worldwide for achievements in science and the arts. The so-called Jewish version of the Nobel Prize will be called the Genesis Prize and will be worth $1 million. The prize was announced in a statement from Israel's Prime Minister's office, which also included Jewish Agency Chairman Natan Sharansky and the founder of the Genesis Philanthropy Group, who is funding the prize, Mikhail Friedman. The Genesis Group is made up of several business magnates from the former Soviet Union, whose goal it is to build the Russian-speaking diaspora. The Genesis Prize will be awarded around the Passover holiday. And finally today, Jewish author, screenwriter, producer, and director Nora Ephron passed away Tuesday at the age of 71. Ephron's successful career included the screenplays for the films When Harry Met Sally, Heartburn, Sleepless in Seattle, and Silkwood. Ephron was nominated several times for an Academy Award and was particularly admired for her sharp wit. She died of complications from the blood disorder myelodysplasia, which was diagnosed 6 years ago. Nora Ephron is survived by her husband, her 2 children, and her 3 sisters. And that's Shalom TV's news update. I'm Teisha Bader.